Professor Zoom has been busy. He's traveled all throughout time to put together a team specifically to track down the Flash. They are all eager to kill Eobard's old enemy, but Thawne knows that the Flash isn't just a man. He's an image, an icon. Before they take his life, they must reveal to the rest of the world that Barry Allen is the greatest evil this planet has ever known. Meanwhile, Harry Allen and his gang break into a warehouse. They quickly realize that Anthony, also known as Girder, is missing, and Barry Allen emerges from the shadows, saying that their friend won't be joining them today. Harry is shocked to see his son, but the others are quick to attack. So Harry fires a gun into the air and orders his former cellmates to back off. The two criminals comply, figuring that Iron Heights has truly changed the man they once thought of as a mild-mannered doctor. Harry begins berating his son with questions, but Barry just embraces his father. This is the first time they've seen each other in decades out of prison, and the two men take a moment to enjoy that fact. Barry confirms that he hasn't told anybody about Harry's location, while his father explains how the security guard was killed by accident. When Barry mentions seeing Zoom, his father says that man is dangerous and he should be avoided at all costs, and then asks that his son leave the matter be. Harry is his father, and he knows what he's doing. Barry leaves, but vows to help his dad out anyways. Now all by themselves, Harry tells his gang that they have one more thing to do, and offers his former cellmates payment, enough to buy their way out of the country if they do this one final task. Meanwhile, Barry comes home, where he is greeted by his new roommate Hartley. The man is surprised Barry is up so late, and suspects that Allen is taking the law into his own hands. After all, Hartley was once a vigilante called the Pied Piper, so he's very familiar with the need to act when the police cannot. Barry brushes off his roommate's concern and says that he needs to go to bed, as he has an early morning appointment at Wally West's school. Hartley replies that Iris West must be really special for Allen to spend so much time with her nephew, but Barry says he just knows how hard it is to grow up without a dad. At his school, Wally is trying out a new homemade race car. The test goes well, and the car is fast enough to easily earn him an A in his shop class. While Iris and Barry are blown away by the boys' excellent work, the football team's coach is furious, as the car tore up the school's field. As the coach grabs Wally, Barry springs into action and easily knocks the man to the ground. He also tells the coach football season doesn't start for months, and the yard will grow back just fine. The coach leaves, furious, but knowing he can't do anything without risking a lawsuit. Wally is impressed, but says that Barry doesn't need to fight his battles for him. But Allen says he just doesn't like bullies. Wally is grateful and mentions how working in the auto shop class helps distract him from all the stuff his father did. Iris offers to take Barry out to lunch, but things are pretty hectic right now for Allen, who says he needs to run. Barry goes out on patrol and hears about a hostage situation on the police radio. When he rushes in, he ties up the criminals and rescues the hostages, only to discover the civilians are actually mannequins in disguise. Suddenly, Barry feels a gun on the back of his head. Luckily, he's the Flash and easily outmaneuvers his attacker. He unmasks the criminal and is shocked to see it is none other than Harry Allen. Barry's father apologizes and says that he needs the hero to help his son. Everybody says the Flash is a hero, and he's filled enough beds at Iron Heights for Harry to believe it. The man explains how his wife and Barry's mother, Nora, was murdered, and that the real killer was a man named Eobard Thawne. Harry doesn't know much about him, other than the fact that he's insane, dangerous, and very, very fast. Allen is afraid that his son will get hurt, so he begs the Flash to help stop Thawne, even if it means killing the villain. Barry is shocked at these words and asks Harry why he wants a stranger's help as opposed to his son. Harry says that Barry can't handle something like this, but he thinks that the Flash can. The police then arrive and take Harry and his accomplices to prison. As the man is taken away, he begs the Flash to remember what he said. Barry looks on, speechless. In the police van, Daryl joins Harry and asks what the hell he was thinking. Harry only replies that the man who killed his wife is back. Daryl is shocked that Thawne has returned, while Harry says that Daryl needs to protect Barry right now. He admits that he always resented the police captain for getting to raise Barry, but he says that while Barry was his son, Daryl is his dad, the man who took care of him for so many years when Harry couldn't. He asks his old friend protect his son and be there for him, so Daryl affirms that he will do so. Suddenly, the police van stops as a woman walks right in front of the vehicle. They try to avoid hitting her, but she easily stops the van with her bare hands. Professor Zoom's team appears, and they tear into the vehicle without difficulty. They grab Harry Allen, saying that an old friend wants to see him. The Flash is then on the scene in an instant, and tries to stop the villains, but he is trapped by a man who goes by the codename of the Folded Man. This new opponent taunts Barry and easily envelopes him within his strange body. Barry finds himself pulled into a mysterious void within the man, underwater, and drowning. Hello and welcome to Comic Island. My name is Arden, and this is my recap and review of The Flash number 43. Now this one is interesting. Last month, The Flash Annual came out. Now the last couple of months have really been hectic for both me and Joey, so I skipped the annual. The comic isn't bad, as it goes over who these people are, what they stand for, and why they're working for Eobard. But I went ahead and ignored it because it does feel like a bit of a side story to the main action going on between Zoom and Flash. Still, I can't help but feel like it only adds to the confusion in a story that's rapidly unraveling. The art, which last issue I complained didn't service the story of number 42 very well, does work a lot better here. Overall, I like the imagery and the design of this issue, and I really have no concerns regarding this comic's art. This time, it's the writing that's starting to feel disappointing, and I feel it has too much going on at once. We have all this stuff with Wally, which is pretty cool, coupled with all this stuff with Harry, Barry, Eobard, and all the other side characters. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm not sure where the focus is supposed to be concerning the central story. I suppose the point of this story is to focus on Professor Zoom, but we spend so much time on other characters and stories that hardly feels like that's what the main thrust of this plot is anymore. Between the new team of bad guys, Barry's roommate, which is kind of cool too, Wally West, and Harry Allen, it almost feels like Eobard is a small part in a much greater tale. And that could be okay, but it's so much for one story arc, it's starting to feel a little bloated and unfocused. I'm starting to wonder how long this story is supposed to last, or what's going on exactly here, because there's so much that I'm worried that the story's just either going to drag out forever or lack a lot of substance. Perhaps I got spoiled by the TV show, where Eobard feels a lot more focused and always on top of what's happening. Here, he doesn't feel like the same menace as he does in the TV show or the older comics. He's just there, messing around with Barry, kind of, without Alan really knowing about it, and I'm just not enjoying myself like I was with the start of this story. It's starting to wear me down, and while I enjoyed parts of this comic, it's just too much at once. I'm not sure I'd recommend this issue. We'll have to see going forward where the story is heading. Hopefully things will pick up, the writing will converge a bit more, and the story's focus will increase. With luck, it could improve. But for now, I'd say you're better off checking out some of DC's other fun titles, as this one felt a little bit disappointing. You can let me know if you think I'm being too hard on this comic in the comments section below, but from what I've heard from you guys, The Flash as a comic really has been in a downward trajectory for some time now. Which is a shame because he's a really great character and right now is really popular thanks to the TV show, which you should really check out if you haven't done so yet. And that's about it for now. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep reading comics.